What's up, guys? SPN here. Here to do One Piece episode 520 review again. Had to redo this video because the other one was way too slow. You couldn't even hear me talking and blah 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 blah. Okay, no, but for real, we about to do this review. It's about to be big. That one was about 9 minutes. I don't know how long this one's gonna be. It's gonna be however long it is. I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little something. Yeah, uh, yeah, it's gotta redo this video. Five 521 will probably be like tomorrow or today. All depends on how I feel after I do this one, because I kind of got a headache and I don't know if I can just hit another video in. But it's just whatever. I want to do a review on Dragon Ball Z, cause yeah, and I'm also doing a review on Mad. It's Mad is like, well, they're showing like they're doing like this spoof, like they're kind of making fun of Dragon Ball Z, but they're calling it Money Ball Z, and it's coming on tomorrow. So I want to review that because it's kind of like anime related. There's a spoof in it, so I want to review that. I'm not reviewing Mad the series, just that episode because it has Dragon Ball Z in it, and also has Care Bears. But and also I think there's another one that has Naruto, but I'm not sure. I check that out. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on to this review of One Piece and 521 tomorrow, today, and yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kai, episode 90 and 91 are gonna be Friday. It's gonna be Friday because they're not showing any reruns because they're playing all these freaking Power Rangers, and then there's not like no reruns on episode 90 and 91 is not Wednesday or Thursday anymore. It's Friday 9 p.m. I don't know if that's what it's gonna be continuous, but that's what's gonna be this Friday new episode. So check those two episodes Friday. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get to this review of One Piece. All right, so this basically starts off with Brook. Brooke singing to it, like not really singing to his fans, he's saying like thank you, yeah, baby, and all that stuff. And he goes back backstage and he takes a bottle water from his like little waiter that he has, and he pours all down his body, and it's dripping all down his body, and it's like then there's a phone ringing and stuff, and he's calling his fan. He picks up the phone and he's calling, and his fans are calling for encore. And then we leave that scene kind of, and we go to this Navy person. Now at the end of 519, we see a Navy person behind a rock, and Caribou, that's the person with the long tongue. He's looking and he's trying to see who that is. That's what happens. The Navy person, he gets caught by Caribou, and Caribou is saying like stuff like, "Did you call the Navy people?" And he's saying no, and he's saying if you did, there would be gun blood everywhere, and it's gonna be you and your friend's blood and shit. Um, yeah, he gets caught, and then he sets him down, and he's talking to his brother, the big fat dude with the like lizard hair, or whatever, and he sets him down, and a Navy person tries to get his gun out, but he messes up, and his gun makes a noise, and then like he turns around again, and then Caribou comes right in his face, and he has like this big ass pole, and he stabs him. Uh, and Caribou's known for killing Navy people. That's his like reputation. He has like 180 million berry bounty on his head, so he's known for doing that. So but he didn't entirely kill him. It just made like he just stabbed him in the stomach, and he told his brother, "Let's bury him alive." But the real Luffy said, "No, don't do that." And then the real Luffy said, "No, don't do that yet." And then everybody cheering like, "Yes, Luffy, StrawHat crew, and all. They're all happy and shit." And the fake Luffy tells like all these pirates, like 100 and what pirates, that they want him to go find mainly Luffy, but Usopp and Nami too, basically, because those are the three people that actually fucked with him. Yes, Luffy is still with fake Zoro and fake Sanji, so we didn't really have none in that scene. He's just still with them. He's talking. Luffy's talking to them, but they won't talk back because he's scared that they might find out that that they're not the real Zoro and Sanji, so they're not gonna talk. But they really shot. They're not shy, but they're not just gonna talk. They want to lose their identity because they know that they're fake Zoro and Sanji, but they don't know that he's the real Luffy. And we also find that 521 because I watched like half of it and I saw a little bit. So It's gonna be really sweet, and I can't wait till I review that episode. Yeah, then and then we go back to Brooke. You already know Brooke fans calling for encore. He gets off the phone and he goes out there and he's like, encore, like yes. And everybody goes out there and he's talking to them and he's like, 1, 2, 3, let's go. And then he tries to sing, but the Navy people they shoot like a gun, like a bullet up in the air. And when they shoot it in the air, uh, he he stops. He kind of stops singing, whatever, and he's saying like stop. He's a pirate. He has like a 33 million berry bounty in his head and shit. And everybody's surprised that he was a pirate and he has this berry bounty in his head. And they're like, God damn, I didn't know like you had this on your head and shit. And I didn't even know that you're a pirate. And they're all really surprised and shit. And you know, then that kind of ends. We kind of end from that scene. Then we go up to Usopp and Chopper. We see Nami and all them, but really we're just Usopp and Chopper. Oh yeah, we also see Sanji and Zoro, but we didn't really have a talking scene. It's just Rayleigh kind of mentioned them. No, Frankie mentioned them, saying like that he gave them a little snail to come over here, and we see them, and you already know they hit legs and shit, and they're battling because they got mad from the last episode 519, and he's saying Zoro saying I train my swords, and Sanji said I train my legs, and he said I'm gonna cut them off. He said eyebrow raising and shit like that. Now back to Usopp and Chopper. Usopp and Chopper are really admiring Frankie's arm and shit because you know he's like super buff and shit, and Frankie's telling him to do all this weird shit like hold his nose and shit, and his hair poofed out, and then they think that he's a robot, and they're really scared and shit, and Chopper's going off the wall. Like Usopp's really like happy like and crazy too, but Chopper is even worse. Like he's just going like he's super crazy right now, so it's like really weird of him to do that. And then we go back to Soul King, and Soul King like he basically said fuck you to the Navy, and he says backup dancer, backup singers, flute people, whatever, can lead me to this one last song, and all the fans are really happy. And the Navy people said, no, this is your last song. I mean, no, they said no, no more songs. And then he was about to sing, and the fans actually stopped the Navy people, and they start holding his guns and they start hitting and shit, and he starts singing and singing, and you know he just basically singing constantly. The fans are holding out the Navy people, and his manager he found out his manager that called them, I think, because I think he knew that they were a pirate or whatever, and he had a gun pointed to his head. And after all that, Brooke still admires his manager for helping him throughout everything. And we go through Brooke's kind of past and shit. And then this was kind of before he was singing. Then he starts singing and shit, blah blah blah. And then after the Navy people got all the fans out of him, they shoot. And then there's like these fireworks, and there's like this big hole in the stadium, and he goes through it, and I think a snail or a fish or whatever, like he got to it, and he's saying like, oh, perfect timing. But there was a person on it, and it was a person that told kind of guided him in there and told him to pick him up, and he was saying like perfect timing and all that shit. And yeah, then we that kind of ends it, and then I think I kind of forgot this. Nami, Rayleigh is trying to teach Nami because Nami's the navigator, so he's trying to teach Nami how to drive the coded ship and shit. And I think that was the end of the episode. Basically, then it says to be continued. I think it ends with Luffy or some shit because at 521, Luffy finally gets to meet up with the fake Luffy face to face. I mean, they already did face to face, but they're gonna find out that that's the real Luffy because of the big huge robots and shit. But I will review that soon. Yeah, sorry for this review to be so long. My past reviews were long. The shortest one is about 9 minutes. This one about 9 minutes and 35 seconds. But yeah, so like I said, I'll give you an invitation to where I saw this video. I think it's called like Go Anime. And I just give it an invitation and shit. And yeah, and it's probably gonna be my last video. If not, I'll make one more video. It's probably gonna be like a Dragon Ball Z review, Naruto, probably Fullmetal Alchemist or something like that. Yeah. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.